World Cup final this coming Sunday, the 20th of August. We have Spain versus England, both first-time finalists. So just before we preview the match, just a quick word on the semi-finals. Spain had a 2-1 victory over Sweden, and England ended up having a 3-1 victory over Australia. So just a quick word on Spain first, the semi-finals.
Yeah, the semi-final against Sweden, there was a very close tight game. The first half was very cagey. Spain were on top and most of the ball. Sweden, though, came out at the start of the second half, looked like the better team for the first 10-15 minutes or so. But crucial moments came in the last, say, less than 20 minutes from the 75th minute on. I think the game really came to life. I think it was in the 81st minute. I think Spain got the goal. Bit of controversy about the goal where there was talk that there was a Spanish player offside, but was she interfering with play? Did she interfere with the goalkeeper's view? The goal was scored. The referee gave it. The lineswoman gave it, and went to VAR. But I think it had to be clear and obvious error from the referee and our officials to get overturned. They didn't overturn. The VAR didn't interfere, so they felt they were happy enough with it. Could have gone either way. To be honest with you, in the replays we've seen, there was no real massive protest from the goalkeeper. She didn't run up to the referee and that. So I think it was probably just that the goal was given. A couple of minutes later, then Sweden got back into it. Lundqvist, I think, was the one that scored it. It looked like 1-1 and looked like, for all intents and purposes, was going to extra time. But Sweden knocked off very badly in the 89th minute, right, about a couple of minutes themselves after scoring. And with the captain from Spain, I'm not going to try and butcher her name now.
The Spanish captain was there.
Spanish captain, just to say that, because I'm not going to butcher her name now. But she hit it from just inside the box. Just inside the box. It was a good shot, but I have to say the keeper was very disappointed. She was brilliant in the couple of games I've seen of her against the USA and Japan, and they were saying that the crossbar was our friend in the game against Japan. Hit the crossbar, but it definitely wasn't our friend. The friend 2 days ago, but I think she'd be very disappointed. But I think she misjudged the way the ball was hit. I think if she got a stronger hand to it, I think she would have saved it. Hit the crossbar, but into the back of the net, and I think Spain killed the game out there. Killed time really. I think it was about 5 or 6 minutes at a time.
Yeah.
7 if I'm not mistaken. But I think Spain deserved this in the end. I did predict Sweden, but sure, look, we're here to give our opinion on how we're going to do. I think I gave us an Australia Sweden final, so it turns out the third place and fourth place playoff.
Yeah.
But no, I think Spain have probably been the best team I've seen in terms of quality of football, passing and movement and goals. And I think they've probably been the most exciting to watch, I'd say.
Yeah.
And this is their first World Cup final as well. So, look, I think
just before we move on, like as we know in the men's soccer, Spain are very strong at international level, underage level. Their clubs are strong, but I presume it might have taken a few years before the women have got up to this level with them, maybe just organisation and getting players through. Because in the last number of years, they really wouldn't have been in contesting to win even at European level, but it's only in recent years they have come strong. So maybe like everything else, it takes a bit of time to get the structures in place, but now they're definitely coming forward. And as I said, there's a great history in Spain between underage teams, adult teams, and the club teams.
Well, you're right, Paul. I think the first Women's World Cup was in 1991, and Spain have only been to, from what I heard, only 3 of them.
Yeah.
So they've really come from a low base in terms of structures and stuff like that. And
basically numbers too. Like most teams in life, it's a numbers game. If we don't have enough numbers playing it, you won't get the quality to come through to the top.
But that's it. Like, women's football has been really has taken off in the last 10 years or so. It's probably the most progressive game in the world. Like, the participation has gone up and up and up every year, and it's been more coverage as well. I have to put that as well. And all the major European teams now are really getting their act together with it. I think with Spain as well, there's a bit of controversy with the manager. I heard a comment where they were saying that a coach that's been unloved. Now, to be fair, coaches I don't think are bothered about being unloved, as long as players respect them and all that stuff. Well, that's what the main issue is with coaches. I think even Alex Ferguson said, love and respect is good, but I'd rather have my players respect me rather than the whole love about it. To be honest, and I think there was a bit of controversy last year. I think 15 players decided that there was an argument with the manager, the association, and stuff like that. So he was under huge pressure. I mean, there was talk that if the group stages didn't go well, or even if Spain didn't go very far, he was getting sacked. So, there was talk that, do the players really respect it? But I have to say, if a team gets to a World Cup final, there has to be some sort of connection. And I find from the pictures I've seen, the huddles, and well, maybe it's all for sure. I just don't know. I can't really judge
but just before we move on, at all levels, I believe all players are intrinsically selfish. What that means is, if they think something is going to good, a better chance of winning, I think they'll go with it. And it doesn't mean whether they like the person or not. And also whether it's professional at this level, which is the top level of women's sport, down to local level. It's the same principle. All players, in my opinion, are intrinsically selfish. And if something believed is happening that will improve the chances of the team winning, whether from the lowest level to the highest level, they will eventually back it. So that's just my own personal before we move on.
I think so. I think these women that there was talk last year. I think last September, 15 players left the squad, which means that a lot of the squad that gave England a right good rattle in the Euros, or a lot of them aren't there. A lot of the Spain's best players aren't there. So you mentioned the team they would have, because the players that have come in have really done very, very well in this World Cup and qualifying for us and getting to the World Cup final. So this is a very good, exciting Spanish team, and they're going to take some stopping. I know we're going into the Australia-England semi-final, but I think Spain have been a really, really good team to watch. They've performed well. I think they've only lost one game in the World Cup. I think that was Japan, the 4-0, but they were already through. I was the group stages by then, so they might take the foot off the gas. That can happen where sometimes with a lot of teams, where they're through to the next round, and the last round the matches.
They might have played, maybe get other players run out within the squad.
That's what could have happened, and to be fair, they responded very well if they did knock off in that game. So they've done very well in the World Cup, and they're into the World Cup final now.
We move on to the semi-final, England versus Australia, and I thought England dominated the game throughout. They were a better team, controlled it, passed the ball. The goal Australia got from their captain Sam Kerr was an individual wonder goal, in fairness to her. She carried the ball 20 yards and hit a rocket, but overall, I thought England completely dominated that game and were fully deserving victories.
Yeah, I think so, Paul, to be honest. No, on chances, there wasn't much between the sides, but I have to agree with you. I think England dominated. If England had performed the way they performed against Nigeria and Colombia, I don't think they would have won it. I think England really stepped up a big time in this match, which I thought they would, but I just had my doubts whether Australia would be able to cope with it was effectively a away match. The whole crowd was shown to Australia. So I thought England did very, very well. I think the first goal, even though there wasn't really much in the game in the first half, to be honest, I think England dominated. I think Australia were a little bit too defensive, if you get me. I think they let England have far too much of the ball now, and I think they were trying to hit them on the counter-attack. But England just dominated that first half, and I think Ella Toone scored the first goal for England. Rocket of a shot. Brilliant goal. I think, to be honest with you, it was actually a misplaced pass. I think it wasn't initially meant for her, but the ball just rolled perfectly for her. She hit it right into the top corner, gave Maisie Arnold no chance. But in the second half, I think England were a little bit comfortable, and I think with Sam Kerr, with the quality she has, you said a great individual goal. It was the first time really that England had lost the ball in a dangerous. Obviously, England were on the attack, lost the ball, and with one pass took out the whole English midfield. And before they know it, Millie Bright and I don't know, was it Greenwood who was running back. I thought they could have engaged Sam Kerr a little bit earlier, but it was some strike. But I have to say, Paul, I thought the English goalkeeper Harry Epps could have saved it. I don't think it was exactly totally in the corner, if you get me. But having said that, it was a fantastic strike from Sam Kerr. It was one of those moments that she probably deserved, because I think she was on the balance of performing the work in her league and stuff like that. She has been one of the best players in the world.
Yeah.
Injury has ruined her World Cup, to be honest, which I think the injury she got before the Ireland game, she's been trying her best to try and get back to the levels that she can be. Now, with a calf injury just before the first game of the World Cup, is always going to be like, you're not going to see the best of her, but I think she tried her heart out.
Yeah, but it's not, I know, but the way England got back on the horse again. Now I know maybe there was the Australians were poor defending for the second goal, but later England got on top again. They passed the ball around, and to me it was obvious that if there was going to be the next goal, it was going to be England. Now I know you would say the goal was a soft goal, but as far as I'm concerned, the goal is the goal. It's the goal. It's the goal.
Yeah. It was the most crucial goal of the World Cup, most crucial goal in this women's history, in terms of the World Cup, because the second goal really set the platform because Australia tried their hearts out, tried to get level, and it was just a sloppy goal to give away. I remember seeing this. I mean, just kick it out, just clear it. Carpenter, I think, was the Australian defender. She tried to shepherd it back to the goalkeeper. That was never really on. She had to clear it herself. And Lauren Hemp, who I thought was brilliant in the game, she got the second goal. She set up the third goal for Russo. She just nipped in and buried it. And,
and of course, they were always going to get a third goal because Australia didn't want throwing everything at the kitchen sink. And they kind of, I won't say caught them in the break, but they were always going to get that third goal about. I can see it.
Yeah. When literally 30 seconds earlier, Paul, there was a corner. It was sort of bouncing around, and Sam Kerr, the one person you wanted to fall to was Sam Kerr, and she sort of shanked it. She hit it. I don't know if she maybe missed it. She might have crept in, but it just went past the post, and it was one of those big misses. I mean, she had to score. She'll know herself. But as you said yourself, they got the third goal. It was literally, I think, 30 or 40 seconds later on, and Alicia Russo buried it. So it was one of those games where I think England were the better team, but it was just that England were more clinical than Australia. That's the main thing. I mean, even the Australian coach said himself that they didn't play as well as they should have in the first half. Came right back into the second half, got a 1-1, went down to 2-1. They still had chances, even though Kerr had two brilliant chances. The one I mentioned, and there was a header as well, just a couple of minutes before that. But England were more clinical, to be quite honest, and they had a few more chances other than the goals as well.
Yeah.
So
just looking forward now to the final. In my book, England will be favourites. They won the Euros last year. Now, you told me to beat Spain at European competition, but as you explained earlier on, Spain, I won't say a new team, but there's a lot of new different players in. So, in my book, England will be favourites. I think that victory in that European Championships has given them utter confidence, and I think they'll be favourites. They're going to be very hard to beat. So, just looking forward, how do you think they'll approach the final?
Yeah, I agree with you, Pat. I know we were both wrong on it, well, I was wrong on my predictions for the semi-finals, but I think this game would bring England on an awful lot. I think playing against the host nation, we're beating them 3-1. I know Spain have played very well, and I was really impressed with them there earlier on in the conversation we were just after having.
Yeah.
But I see England have the bit between their teeth now. I don't think it would be complacent either. That's the one thing, but I think England are the better team, let's be frank. But I think Serena Wiegman, she was able to get England over the line in Wembley, with the pressure on England, because yourself, England have sometimes in big pressure games, particularly Wembley, and particularly with the men's as well. We've seen it, but she's able to get a mindset that we'll find a way to win, and that's what she's been saying all tournament. We're not playing as well as we can. She accepts that, but we'll find a way to win, and I think they've really stepped up in the semi-final now.
No, two questions here. Sorry, no, just two questions. First of all, isn't one of their strikers or midfielders, wingers back after suspension? Is it? I can't think of her name now, but she's going to be back.
Lauren James.
No, whether she'll start or not, but she'll be back. She'll be available for selection as the man, so that's a huge advantage. First of all, but second of all, this England women's team, they remind me of the German men's team of a number of years ago that started off in the tournament and they'd be playing away and just winning 1-0, but not playing brilliantly. But the farther they went on, the better they got and the harder to beat. So this current English women's team, they seem to be like that. The semi-final was their best performance. They will definitely match that performance or not improve again. So just in 2 points, the extra player back after suspension, and the England seem to be peaking at the right time.
Yeah. Lauren James is when I set up. It was a silly red card. They were nearly comparing it to Beckham in '98, the way the silliness of the red card that she got. Yeah, but I don't think she'll start, Paul. I just have a funny feeling that the team that Serena Wiegman, I've heard as a member in the Euros last year, she didn't make one change to the starting 11. If I was not, she started the same 11 all the way. Consistency was so important for her, and I just think Lauren James will be on the bench. I don't think she'll start. No, she's done very well in the group games. She got very frustrated against the Nigeria games, and she became the boiling point with that stamp that she got sent off for. Now, some people might say she's very lucky now to get a 2-match ban. She should have got a 3 or 4-match ban for stamping. But look, we'll go with what we have. I think England will approach this game. They'll come down from the high of obviously get to winning against Australia. And as long as they don't take now, they've won it, because I think there was big celebrations. But I think Wiegman will be very, very to the point now. Like, say, for example, this morning in Australian time when they woke up, they say, right, that's done. I think she's a very cool, calculated coach. I don't think there'll be no bull. It was just all I know, just go and win this score and win this game. Obviously, the fans can lose lose and run themselves and their title talk. But I think England will be too strong for Spain. I think Spain will score, but I think England will do enough. I think England could probably win 3-1 again like they did against Australia.
Yeah, and